And what up, you guys? Welcome back to Furrow Publications YouTube channel. On this channel, I talk about zines, DIY culture, print media. Print media. We talk about tangible shit that you can grab, feel, touch that has art printed on it. And today I'm happy to be getting to Scarfff Comics. It's one of those things that if you're into underground comics, if you're into cartooning, and a lot of times people that are into underground comics, they're very nostalgic with the 60s, the 70s, even the 80s black and white boom. The 90s obviously was the takeover of the image era, but like, especially someone like me that I grew up reading a lot of the 80s black and white comics, I am a part of that problem. But luckily, because I do cartooning, I hella tap into a lot of the underground shit. And I almost couldn't believe that I had never heard of Scarfff Comics, even though Scarfff Comics kind of just launched. But after their launching, I fucking ran into Scarfff Comics, and I am so fucking happy to be able to present this shit to you guys today. So let's go ahead and get into that. And so here we go, you guys. As promised, Scarfff Comics review. And the first thing I want to mention is look at this print, man. Look at this print quality. It's amazing. And luckily, on Instagram, they talk about some of the process. So let me show you guys a quick clip of that. And here's Scarfff Comics Instagram page. One of the things that I really enjoy about Scarfff Comics is the way that they're printed. It's an actual newspaper printing. And here's them talking about that process. And look at that, man. Print is not dead. For anyone that thinks print is dead, it's not. It just resides in the underground now. But let me go ahead and read what they said about the process. It says, here's a little peek into how Scarfff gets printed by Pacific Publishing. First, they burn metal plates, screens of each comic page. Then they run it through this gigantic dinosaur of a machine. They do a lot of test prints and fine-tune the dials to get the inks to sit just right. Once it's set, they can pump out a couple thousands in a few minutes. Comes straight out of the machine, already folded and ready to rot your brains. Issue 5 is coming out in January. I love the fact that this is definitely, if you like underground comics, this is where you want to be at, because there's no hesitation in what underground comics should be, right? Free AF, free as fuck, right? That's the first cover. Second cover, not for kids, brought to you by drugs. Third cover, an image of a condom, no kids, right? And so, like, that's one of the things that I really enjoyed about this, because sometimes you feel people being kind of lukewarm with what they're doing, right? And there's two comic strips that really stand out to me in regards to that, and one of them is Indiana Jones, right? And and it's called "And the Sacred Nug." So it's this like little subversive thing of Indiana Jones, where this guy goes to get a nugget of marijuana. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's from Bummer Comics. There was two artists in this that really stood out to me. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Bummer Comics. So that was the first one I saw that was like, yeah, you got to have some drugs if you're going to deal with some underground shit. But on top of drugs, you also got to have some sex. So I want to show you guys these other cartoons. And so we have these two right here. One is from Malcolm Johnson and the other one is from Frank Gildwhisky. So beyond having drugs included and it being unabashedly underground and anti-corporate type shit, you gotta have some sex, right? So look at that, Freaky Deaky Gimp. Funny as fuck, right? And then you got this one right here called Philosophical Fucking. And one of the other things that I enjoy that they do, which I didn't really see in issue 1, but in the later issues, they have this whole section of the funnies where they kind of utilize that old school comic strip, 4 panels, 2 panel type structure. Bummer Comics. And like for someone that likes cartooning, right? If you're really into comics, you gotta get Scarfff Comics, man. And as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and plug in their Patreon stuff right now real quick. And here's what their Patreon looks like. The $1.15 per month is the one I got. That tier They just mail you out the most recent copy, and then it continuously goes up. I saw that one of them is probably the best deal, where you get original art with the issues as well as prints and other things. I think that's a steal, man. At the price that they're asking and offering original art, that shit is great. But alright, you guys, let's go ahead and talk about who steals the show in issue 1. Well, to begin with, Jake Slinglang did this cover, and I think this cover is fucking beautiful, man. This cover right here should be a fucking poster off the back. But beyond that, I dig this cartoonist right here. Out of all the cartoonists that I was introduced to through Scarfff Comics, which is one of the main reasons why you want to get this, right? To find new artists. But Maldita is definitely came in strong, man. Every comic that she did in this series, in issue 1, 2, and 3, strong as fuck, man. I like the cartooning of her. And another cartoonist that I found throughout this series that I really enjoyed a lot, really spoke to me and my kind of cartooning style, the shit that I like, was Bummer Comics. And you guys can see that there's kind of a similar style to Maldita. Like, I definitely have the style that I like, you know, and this is definitely some of it. Now, in issue 2, off the back, man, this guy Jake stole the show with this fucking splash page, man. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's a tornado of cats, which just makes me fucking reminisce on a story that I had called La Venganza de Mil Gatos, which for the non-Spanish speakers is the vengeance of 1,000 cats. And I had pictured this like tornado of a cat, and it looks like Jake must have had the same fucking idea, because that shit looks fucking bestial, man. But yeah, but as well in this one, this is the comic little story that I like by Kyle Killeen. I think is how you pronounce the name. Kyle Killeen, Electric Heart Comics. This like little noir kind of comic is great, and you have 2 of them in this issue. Let me see, where's the other one at. Yeah, and here goes this other noir one, which is great because like you don't see a lot of like noir kind of comics. So for me, I hella enjoyed this. Enjoyed it, but like I said, I really do feel like Jake stole the show on this one with that table of contents page. Now in issue 3, like I said, here goes some more Maldita stuff. I fucking dig her shit, man. And like it's getting stronger, right? So it's harder to choose, but look at this page. I like this page right here, and this page is by Steve Greeton. I think that's how you pronounce the name. This page is fucking really, really dope, man. And then there's a bigger double splash page. Let's see if we can find it. And then this double splash page right here, with the use of color, definitely stole the show. Wow, what an orgy. This must be the fucking issue. But fuck yeah, man. This page right here is just fucking on point, man. But yeah, you guys, once again, that's Scarfff Comics. If you guys are able to, the $1.15, like that's fucking hella reasonable. It's an amazing project to support. You get hella great cartoonists in there. I am definitely gonna reach out to see how people can contribute, so that way I can have that information for you guys. So that way, if you guys want to get your feet wet and support Scarfff Comics either through the art that you create or by the $1.15, you can do both of those things. I believe these are quarterly. So I think there's 4 issues published a year. So, man, definitely something great for cartoonists to get behind, you guys. So Scarf Comic is one of those, definitely, if you guys are able to contribute to, fucking jump on that, man. Who wouldn't want to be an issue of Scarf Comics, right? I am not too clear on the way you guys can submit your work to there. So I will definitely be reaching out to the homies from Scarf Comics to see what information they have that I can give back to you guys. But don't forget as well that Feral Comics is of that same vein, and you guys can always contribute to Feral Comics. If you're unfamiliar with Feral Comics, Feral Comics is the comic book zine anthology that I publish. It has cartoonists from around the world. A lot of it is subversive, underground kind of comics, humor. Some of it is subversive, and as it plays off of like the superhero genre and things like that. definitely, if you're into Scarfff Comics, you might want to check out Feral Comics. And if you're into Feral Comics, you might want to check out Scarfff Comics. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to the new subscriber. I appreciate you guys, and we're going to continue to do what we're doing and just build this motherfucker up, man. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Lates.